Hey Diggs, can you hear me? Hello, Ox. Hello, WBPL. This is that confused one. What's going on? Eat. Switching over the game now so they can hear you, Diggs. Testing, testing. Okay, it should be capturing both Discord and the game. Double echo audio real quick because who's a dumbass? I'm a dumbass. Yeah, go ahead and try again. I'm gonna make sure the Discord. Yeah, it's not capturing Discord. Stand by. All right, try now.
Hello. Yep, there I am.
Target 1,300 feet below.
Yes,
Soft made this.
yes, they did. General Arcade was the developers, but yeah, Firm Software developed this in conjunction and published it on the Japanese Xbox in 2004 or 5 or 6. I think 4. Never got ported stateside, which is funny because the game was made in. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going through some teething problems with this game because it's being a little glitchy right now.
Looks pretty cool though.
Yes, I never actually played it, so this is my first time going through it.
God, that back weight.
Oh yes.
We didn't get this, but we got Muraco Renegade Mech Pursuit from Software robbed us.
I have never seen Renegade Mech Pursuit. I heard about it, but never seen it.
By the end of the first quarter of the 21st century, freedom was dead in America. Beginning with a large-scale military coup d'etat that erupted in various cities throughout the nation, the rebels seized power in all the central institutions of government. The entire nation appeared to have fallen completely.
Yes, Allo. This game is just pure cheese.
However, one final hope in opposing the coup d'etat forces remained. This final hope being the U.S. President himself. Michael Wilson, the 47th President of the United States, equipped with a special mobile armored ops suit developed in secret by the military, boldly waged his own personal war alone to take back America's freedom.
Take it back, America.
I can't stop laughing.
Fancy party is about to start. This kind of party is a first for me. Mr. President?
Wow. Not a black suit attire.
Party! Welcome to the White House.
How old is this president? He sounds like he's a fucking teenager.
Really scary, Mr. President. Mr. President, escape via the Eagle Star in the underground base. Now I'll open the entryway to the underground base. Please give
It
your
has
guests some
permanent
face
arms
time
in the
with
back, so when you
Commander-in-Chief.
run, you don't have to Naruto run. I figured it'd be bigger than like a Jeep.
Mr. President, there are many enemies
How are they
that
offsetting
way.
that back
Plunging in
weight?
head first is too reckless, even for the President of the United States.
Oh. That is so funny looking. Quantum storage for all that stuff to fit in these two little backpack slots?
Apparently.
That's sick. Bam. Wow, that's the slowest rocket I've ever seen.
No shit.
It's almost like they need to go fast to
Please come
stay
back. That's the
accurate. This
wrong
thing's
direction.
like
I think it tracks. I just need to get a lock on. So let me configure some options. His
even
mouse.
funnier is like the little teeny explosion hit the helicopter and it was like, nah.
Yeah. It just scratched the paint. Let me see
Yeah,
if
this
that
is where
works.
all of America's defense budget went, to a cool backpack suit. Hey, Digiman. Weird fish. Good to see you. Zabooge. Hello. Hello. That's sure. Silicone soul with the sticky cheese.
Mr. President,
Bam.
please come back. That's the wrong direction.
Oh no. Man, there's a lot of helicopters doing nothing above you.
Yeah, kind of impressed.
Are those guys also trying to kill you?
Yes, they're rebels
Man,
apparently.
This is a top trained military, you can see, as they all stand there watching you run around in a mech suit.
Just
literally
there,
like,
just watch that
let's
rocket
shoot.
just slowly go to
Yeah.
him.
And not only that, but they're shooting at the ground like way in front of you. Like they're not even using their sights, they're hip firing. Holy shit. That guy goes. Got the bullet speed. The speed in this game feels very sluggish for the weapon.
I'm feeling that too.
I'm pretty sure you can outrun one of your rockets. It's like the quad laser from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like you shoot it and you can walk into it on accident.
Yeah. Oh, I hit him straight on.
Confused? Are you running for Ox president in place of mayor? No, he's not. Don't vote for Confused.
Reminder, this is your daily reminder not to vote for that confused one for mayor or any other office of the auxiliary because he's not going to do
that's his
shit.
statue. Look at that's Confused one right there.
It doesn't have a beard. Somebody put a beard on it.
Someone put a mustache on it. No,
There.
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
It's not me condoning or recommending or giving a endorsement to any individual groups that do mustaches or beards. I just have a beard in real life.
Weird leg choice.
I'll be back.
Open front feels like a smart idea. We can scoop some sand in there or something. Sure. Hello, Diggs. I hear through sources that you're forklift certified. My certifications, the rumors of my certifications are greatly exaggerated. All right. So whatever you heard, you cannot confirm or deny.
While destroying anything that stands in your way. Switching over your weapons depending on the situation is the main key to fighting. Try out the weapons in your backpack as you like.
That is a huge ass forklift.
Mr. President,
It's like easily one of the 64 and 48 tonners.
now let's hurry. The aircraft hangar is behind the barrier. I'll open the barrier now. Please wait a moment.
Whatever. Yeah.
He's Diggs with hands, not fists with forklifts. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Green. He has my back.
All
Hey,
right.
Kaz. You know, it doesn't look like, honestly, it doesn't look bad. Like, I don't agree with the mech designs or the bullet or missile design so far, but visually it looks pretty great for its generation.
Oh yeah.
If I saw this shit on like my PS3, my Xbox 360, I'd be like, whoa, nice.
Well, this came out originally on the first Xbox that ever got released in 2004 in Japan only, which
This was out there with Halo.
yes, yes.
How did this not beat Halo? Look at the AI.
Probably because it was Japan only. Man, I feel kind of bad for these guys, but I don't because they're standing there taking rocket fire.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's kind of hard to feel bad for some people who are just doing this because they were told to. Boing. I like how they bounce. Like the rocket you hit behind them, they just go straight up. Boing. Boing. 2 chains. Bam. Oh look, those ones curve.
Yeah, they were tracking. If I
Oh, you
was
destroyed the. Wow, there's even destruction.
apparently.
This is the Frostbite 0.5 engine, guys.
Well, looky here. More guests. Well,
Hey, as a Firestarter pilot, I do have to say I agree with that statement.
Air Force
know people prefer light mechs over assault. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Hopefully after the Black Knight and a couple other ones, he'll be doing. I think he's been doing some polls on like ideas for what to do after the Black Knight, and I think light mech actually won over medium and heavy and assault. So you know, we might get a light mech Texas battle Texas someday.
Now, I'm not going to say anything else aside from the fact that light mechs are my favorite, and Firestarter is my preferred one for all the lights. I know there's probably better, like the Wolfhound. I cannot say no to piloting Wolfhound, but Firestarter just emotionally is that sweet spot for me.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. President. How's that for a ticketless check-in?
I have no idea what I was doing, but apparently I triggered the cutscene anyway.
Mr. President, welcome to Air Force One.
I'm sorry, the mall is not I'm sorry, but the mall is not a perfect spot for a. This hurts my brain. Everything about this hurts my brain. That's not how aircraft works. That's not.
Like they were ever invited. They're definitely.
Michael! Richard!
Oh, I stopped thinking about it with the guys who stand there and get shot at moment. Oh, I got D. I'm gonna have to research the system in this game.
Jody, update me as to the status of the nation.
The Pentagon, the United Nations.
Wow, are they trying to do a Metal Gear Solid Rift here or something?
Let me tell you about a story of a man. Man.
And all central government institutions have fallen into the hands of the Vice President.
Have they?
Yeah.
Mr. President, believe in your own
Richard
justice.
Hawk. Dick Bird.
Now, keep in mind, his last name is Richard, I think, and it's Hawk is first, if they have the name convention right, so it's Bird Dick.
I'm sure your father would have told you the same.
But this localization is funny. I'm trying to hold back from laughing.
Jody, how's my schedule look for today?
You've got a conference and dinner party at the Japanese embassy regarding wildlife protection.
What?
Oh yeah. Sorry, but I'll have to cancel that. I'm heading out to save America. Can you
I'm
let them know
sorry.
I won't
He's sorry, he's not going to Japan. Man, I'd go to Japan just for some mochi right now, or mochi, but I can't pronounce words to save my ass.
Yes,
Moocha.
Mr. President.
Are we the president? We always have been, Grimos.
I'm not presidential materials. Do not vote for me.
Do not vote for him. Although I do hope we have some late entries into the mayor release. We have a solid lineup.
This
Be
is
good
an
debates. I'm
announcement
actually
from the
going to be
Government
posting
Policy Promotion Department.
Probably tomorrow I'll be opening up submissions for questions for the mayorship debates. So we'll see how that goes.
And every one of you is this. Recent events were not a mere coup d'etat, but rather a revolution to correct the wrongs in the United States of America. To our regret, our nation is in a crisis situation. Since 2010, domestic terrorism problems have increased rapidly. Economic disputes originating from the exhaustion of fossil fuels and the sudden rise in unemployment due to the influx of large-scale immigration.
Wow. What the
Neither
fuck?
current president nor the American government took actions to address these various problems.
There's our
On the
leader.
contrary, they have filled their own.
Dude, he looks like a burnout from like one of the detective games.
I wouldn't vote for that face.
No.
Richard Hawk, Arizona insurrection hero and vice president of the old
Oh my
government.
god, it's you, but
and
evil
the
colors.
US military.
Yeah, no shit.
What the hell is this guy?
I have no idea. But what? He looks like an ass with a beard on it.
Man, no wonder he didn't come to America. All it does is just say, this is what Americas are.
And based in the belief in this.
Wow, that was a
great
terrible
nation.
render of Lincoln.
However, to our regret, an evil to disobey this belief exists in the
Okay,
United States.
I didn't have Gatling guns when I left the office. Where are the Gatling guns? Because I didn't definitely have those.
That evil.
Evil people.
This villainous terrorist who first appeared in Washington and began his unjust
Those
rampage
Galates.
goes by the alias Metal Wolf. His current whereabouts are unknown. While all of America will be under martial law until Metal Wolf is caught, please do not confuse the issues at hand. Without fail, the U.S. military elite forces, with a combined strength of 1.5 million, promise to smash this unforgivable evil to pieces. This has been an announcement from the Government Policy Promotion Department, your special remedy for all kinds of evil.
Remedy for all kinds of evil, they say.
The coup d'etat army that occupies San Francisco still runs rampant and deprives 780,000 citizens of their freedom.
I guess it's time to go liberate California, people.
Of their military activities are built around the town. Target areas where enemy forces are concentrated are dangerous, but you can weaken their morale by destroying enemy armies. Destroy all target areas, annihilate the enemy force, and make the liberation of San Francisco shine as a beacon of hope in York. This mission goes by the calling
Yeah, right away.
What?
Metropolitan Recapture Operation from Cisco sighted. Good luck and Godspeed, Mr. President.
Do they have a lottery system to name these operations? Because what the hell?
Because, yeah, I'm wondering, because are you the president who's going to be piloting the... Mech?
Yes, you're the pilot.
So that's why we end up with these presidents. It's now, I agree with you, a lottery system, so we could just throw everyone in a suit and say, all right, you have to defend America, go. And you were like, but a what? And they're like, go. Don't worry, they're not very competent.
You mean I have to actually research my own weapon systems?
What do you want on your mech? I want a Magnum.
No shit.
Holy shit. Time to blast some traitors.
What's that manufacturing practice? Cube square, whatever it was, or square cubed, where
Square.
yeah, where you increase the size of a block of material to try to make a larger version of a part, you kind of have problems.
Additive manufacturing?
Not out of manufacturing, just like take a kind of like how Brandon Herrera is going through the AK-50, how he found out he just couldn't size up an AK without difficulty. That's what I'm getting with this revolver, is like they just took the revolver concept and just sized it up. I'm no gunsmith, but I feel like that's a bad idea of certain weapon systems, like the M4A1 variant. Unless it's just literally the M4A1 he's holding, just because of the little tiny hands.
That little baby hand.
Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that.
Don't worry, I'll entertain. Hey, everybody out there. Hey, Whacker, how's it going, bud? Mr. Jiggle21, fan art fantastic. Good to see everybody. Welcome to this missing gem of Japanese art from software. So you knew where they were going. Like this is really where Armored Core was supposed to be.
Alright, I'm back.
One. Welcome back.
Mr. President, how's the skydiving?
Not too bad.
San Francisco, occupied by coup d'etat forces, will be the starting point of our counteroffensive. And here's the starting grid.
Wow, this looks
Okay.
good.
That's quite a gentlemanly landing,
Nice
sir,
landing.
befitting only of a U.S. president.
The gentleman in me goes off the clock at 5 p.m.
Well, hey everybody, welcome to the President of the United States.
Yeah, no shit.
Take America back.
Couldn't even land. He didn't even like. He could have just did a little bit to the left and would have just landed fully on the road, but no, he had to run into a tree.
Destroying the target areas where the troops have amassed.
Bam,
Destroy
bam, bam,
all
bam,
the
bam,
target
bam, bam,
areas
bam.
scattered throughout
Yeah,
and
take
take
that.
back the town.
Can't tell if they're dead or just knocked out.
We're gonna say knocked out, totally knocked out. They're fellow
Yeah, the
American.
President would never kill anybody. This is just these are trank darts that work very fast.
They speaking gibberish?
Mr. President, POWs are being transported in that cage. Destroy the
They might
cage
be.
with light firearms and rescue the people inside.
1 sec, I gotta listen to something.
Mr. President, what are you up to? I thought I told you to use light firearms to destroy it.
Oops.
Way to go, Mr. President. Now the POW can be safely liberated.
Not sure if I like the sniping system.
The enemy forces have even captured San Francisco's cable cars. We can't let them get away with using the symbol of this great American city.
I am back at the review of Mayor video.
Welcome back. So who's the new party contestant?
Crispy Crowd.
He's running?
He just I just got sent his video, and it is waiting the 20% quality, 80% genuine text. So we shall see if it. I just watched it. I think it's great. It's a really nice cut of a whole bunch of clips, well voice acted, clear, solid. 2 minutes. Crispy is running. He is. Just needs some information like how he wants to be announced on his post, and the name of the party, and then he's golden, and then an icon.
The target with the spinning antenna is the enemy's communications facility. From this facility, when communications are made, large numbers of reinforcements join the battle.
Wow, it just disappears, huh?
Destroy it first.
Hell yeah.
Such a short range. You know what this is kind of reminding me of? Battle Tank from the 64 almost. I know it's not the same control style and whatnot, but the attitude in the mayhem is on par.
Well, as the president, people expect a certain amount of
Mr. President, destroy every target area and annihilate the enemy army.
I'm just glad the buildings are explosion proof, because even though the president is defending America, at least we're not destroying the industry.
Yet. Maybe the buildings need liberated.
How many is too many candidates? There is no too many candidates, because once the voting starts, only the top X, we haven't decided yet, will be moving on to like chances. So there'll be a original, like a kind of a speaking debate, and then that vote will narrow down the candidates for the mayor challenges. So that's all planned for like November, December. Giant Mech Battle Speedway. You know what? Every world leader, they should just Pacific Rim it, but without the monsters, and just go at each other. And the winners like
So
get
you're pretty much saying robot jocks, but for debates.
Robot shots. The best candidate is clearly the Ox Kaiser, a Storm Schlong. Yeah, he is. He's pretty great. I'm gonna be giving that man a hug in about 2 or so weeks. More like 3. 2. Yep. We were able to. Storm is planning on going to the meetup. Same with Ether, so I get a few more hugs. Face to face with the Moon Kaiser. Hell yeah. Mad Duck's is, yeah, I know. Storm is huge, Mad Duck's huge. Gunful for Hughes one, Mustache is huge, and now Crispy huge. We had a few people who sent in videos that were just like exactly a minute or a few seconds so longer. It was just like a single picture and they just yelled random nonsense for like a minute. That's why we have the 20% quality, 80% genuine.
That's why
because you have to put more. Yeah, you did great. How do you get that? Did you do every like?
Yes.
Was there
that was all Source Filmmaker, and I'm going to be honest with you. I had more animation details, but I bring up on the saving process. So I had a lot more hand animations and a lot more with everything there, but the final one was a rushed redo of the head work because the original animation I had was completely lost. This
so
is an example.
You modeled every mouth movement?
Mouth movement is a lip sync process that is done by Source's system.
Oh god, because I was like,
but you can earmark certain parts in the animation frames and be able to modify those animations.
That's really cool. Yeah, I never tried to play with Source Filmmaker stuff, but I literally was like in the impression that you made you perfectly lip synced it. And I was like, holy shit, you spent so much time. Thank God there was like a program for it.
I literally, to be honest, I recorded the stuff, went into Odyssey. No, I can't pronounce words right now. Audacity is what I'm trying to say. Thank you. But I went into Audacity and then went through the process of trimming out any type of audio discrepancies that I was having problems with, like breathing, any popping noises. And I'm not exactly somebody who can articulate well at times. However, what I did was I imported that in as a WAV file, which Source does not like certain WAV file formats. It requires 16-bit, I believe that's the format, at 44.1 kilohertz. It does not accept 32-bit audio, so it freaks the fuck out if you try using anything else. Then when I was trying to import that out to be edited in DaVinci Resolve, that's how I actually added the GIFs into the background and the play animation or the recording of Phasmophobia, because I was also learning how to deal with chroma, because it's the first time I actually did editing like this. To say the least, it was frustrating to learn because Source does not like to render anything else but AVI, and unfortunately it fucked up the AVI rendering, and if I still have a copy of it, I would love to show you it, but it is a visual puking of your senses, and it hurts the eyes. So for anyone that deals with Source and are wanting to learn to deal with Source Filmmaker, here's a hint. Image sequencing is the way you're going to want to render your work. And if you want to, 24 frames per second or 60 frames. But I'm trying to figure out and remember how to get to my, there we go. You'll be right back.
High-powered weapons like bazookas are effective against the tough tank armor.
I'm going to be directly honest. If I had known about Blender and being able to animate in Blender, I would have started learning that first before Source Filmmaker. Welcome back. Hopefully you don't need a fire escapes. This city is not going to be the code soon per presidential edict. Fire and safety? Ah, fuck that. Who needs that? Diggs, I can barely hear you.
What do all the signs say?
I don't read. I think this is Chinatown. So unfortunately, I don't read Mandarin. Yeah, Crow warned me about the problems of using Source, and I have to agree with him. It's not a friendly system. It was fun to use, but oops. Oops. Did I just shoot the shell? I just shot the shell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, all the bullets in this game are so slow you could shoot them or slap them. It got me screaming in the background. She got a new case. She needed a new phone case, so she's all showing off.
So she's screaming in joy, or?
Yeah, she's screaming in joy. My cat Fig has become addicted to cat TV, so like birds get eating like seeds for 12 hours a day, so she just sits there living upstairs at the TV. But she gets so excited when we go join her, like I walk through, she goes, meow, 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 comes over and grabs me, and then brings me back to where she was sitting. And I'm just like, Fig, I don't want to watch the birds. Bam! Oh, that thing is built fire. Bam! Bam! Can you big O punch it? There we go. Target acquired.
Man, this brings back memories of Rare's Blast Core.
I'm glad that these buildings are built stronger than the tanks you were one shooting. Yeah. Oh, they got a minigun on the side too? What a terrible design.
They had a minigun.
Yeah, I mean, can you pick it up now that it's not used?
Yeah, I actually still have a copy of Blast Core. Speaking of the Nintendo 64, Analog is going to make, I think they're announcing when they're going to be starting the pre-orders for the Analog 64 or the 3D 64. They're going to make a kind of like how they did the NT and Super NT. They're going to make a 64 hardware emulator.
That's pretty cool. Blackfire Games says, just on a quick break from my first day back on full time, wanted to wish everyone a good evening and fun round of games. I hope you guys are having an okay day. Thanks, Blackfire Game. I hope your first day back is a good one. future proof that the N64 was the greatest console ever produced. I will agree with that. I love the controller. I know people hate that idea, but it was just so versatile.
Yeah, I did a controller, but I know it's a unique design. I know it's part of the charm of it, but it was poorly underutilized in certain regards for certain games.
Oh, I use that thing in every hand combo.
I'm talking games that's completely ignored the D-pad. Some did use the D-pad, kind of like some of the Treasure's work.
Completely. I think the versatility is the strength in it. You don't need to use the whole part, the whole controller. It's actually a controller designed not to use the whole thing at the same time.
Exactly. I mean, it's not a bad controller, but the tricorn or the design was just counterintuitive for a lot of people. I never really had problems with it. It was just confusing to a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I know a lot of people would just, I mean, especially like people would just freak up, think it's like, oh, do you like drive this like a car? Like they try to rotate it a lot. It's like, no, there's no. At the time, we didn't have things like gyros. Come on, tank, do better than that. You keep backing up into a building. You kind of. Oh.
Those people are definitely, and I do mean definitely, just sitting there just minding their own business. They're not crushed or anything. They're just unconscious.
No. There's ballistic gel that fills up that thing when it detects, so everyone's just gonna melt like fire. I got stock up sooner about the controller, so I can't wait. Yeah, that's me. I mean, if I think about it now, if I go find or buy or purchase an old 64 controller now, the first thing I'd be annoyed with is probably the fact that all the center joysticks wore out so fast. Especially when you play games like Mario Party or something where you gotta like rotate it to the point you're starting to like grind the plastic into dust.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
original Xbox
there is a company called Retro Brawlers. They actually make controllers for the Nintendo 64 that is compatible with the 64 and the Nintendo Switch. I just recently ordered through their pay system process, like the pay in 4 units, a Switch Online version of their 64 pad. I have previously their N64 adaptation, and it's not bad. It doesn't really like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, but it's fine for body harvesters. It's fine for blast core, but if you really want a controller for the N64 in this day and age, you're going to want to look at the Hori pads, if you can still find them, not the knockoff replica that's been made of it, or Retro Brawlers. Now, the problem with Retro Brawlers pad is it's not bad for everything except for the triggers. The triggers are a little mushy, and it's not a bad system, especially if you get an N64 used and not a half-assed overpriced process, because let's be honest, some of the retro resellers are getting really greedy with their shit. But if you can get a 64 and get it cleaned up, get the thermal pads changed out, because those thermal pads are now pushing, God knows, 30 years, probably need to be cleaned and changed, because God knows what type of tobacco smoke is in that used unit. But Retro Brawlers is not a bad controller. I think there is a Bluetooth adapter, so you can actually get a 8-bit dual going as well. So you can always have fun with that.
Your meta says, haha, jokes on them, I still have my old Nintendo 64.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I do not have my original 64. That makes me sad because I traded in for original Xbox. And now, do not get me wrong, the Xbox was eventually for me a fun system, but I had buyer's remorse for a while because I got rid of a good decent set of games on the N64 for the Xbox. And that was a regret of mine, because I ended up with Jedi Knight Starfighter, or not Jedi Knight, but Star Wars Starfighter 2 and Morrowind. And at the time, I was not really competent at RPGs. So Morrowind, at first, for the first, I say, 12 hours of gameplay, was not fun for me. It was frustrating. And then I stopped and read the instruction manual, and then read the player's guide, and things started to click. But I did not like the idea that I traded in my Xbox for the, or traded in my N64 for the Xbox, and I regretted that ever since. So I actually got another N64 from a used game shop years ago. It was gross, it was nasty, it wasn't running well, so I tore it apart. Its heat shield and the thermal pads were choked, and I do mean choked, with nicotine. So I scrubbed the hell out of it with alcohol and Q-tips and cotton balls, cleaned it up, got new thermal pads on it, turned it on, and it was actually working finally. But I still went to a GameStop on the west side of the town I'm in. It found another N64 for cheaper, but it was actually in working full honest condition. It had no problems, could run all day. So I ended up getting that. So I have a backup N64 if anyone actually ends up wanting it, but they are going to be warned that it will act weird.
All right, Whacker, I need an explanation here. You said the best controller for a console I was ever made was the SNES Super Advantage. And I looked it up, and it's like a joypad, like one of those like.
Is it missing the D? Is it missing the D-pad?
No, yes, it doesn't have the D-pad. But it's like the giant joystick, but there's a whole bunch of sliders on it. Like, is that for like auto clicking?
Wait. Is that the one where it's a arcade stick?
Yeah, it's like an arcade stick.
Yes, I have one of those, and it is a very fun game. It's a very fun controller to use for Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat.
But did the stuff work like in any game? Like,
yes.
Slow button, would it actually slow down the game?
Yeah. What would do, like what the slow button does is actually it spams the hell out of the pause button.
Oh my god, that is such ingenuity.
Yeah, it's a very.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, you can slide each button to like go faster or slower when you tap it.
Yeah.
Including turning on your R and L with like auto, turbo, or off. Like it's very versatile.
Yeah,
I can definitely see that.
I have.
Made by ASCII ware.
Yes, I have that controller, and yes, it is fun to use. I prefer using it when I'm playing. I have Alien vs. Predator for Super NES, and I do have Magic Sword. So when I play Magic Sword, that is my main controller to go to.
That's a good argument, Whacker. I'm not gonna fight you over it because I believe it.
Like if I ever go to a meetup, I'd be more than happy to bring it with me if anyone's got a working Super NES just to try it. Because my Super NES, sadly, is going to need repair. It will freeze and crash from time to time, so I think one of the capacitors or like even the sound chip is having problems.
Wait, is yours the one that's gray or the black one? I just found another one that's also.
Mine's gray.
Ultimate Fight. This one's called Fighter Stick SN.
They did that for the Street Fighter's Championship Edition or the Turbo Edition.
Yeah, I love how you could tell it was accepted unlike these days because it was like it has a license by Nintendo sticker on it. Like they knew, like they had to approve of anything you're gonna use on their shit back then. They come break your legs.
Well, they were very aggressive controlling their products at the time.
They still are, at least IP-wise.
They've actually gotten very light on some of their censorship rules compared to everything up to the Wii U edition. They used to be some of the most stringent, both video game content wise and controller preferables. There's even a, how can I say this? There's even a race bike, a exercise bike for the Super NES. Yeah, I would have to say Mortal Kombat 1 on the Super NES was weird until they finally, I think it was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 that got the blood splatters. But my favorite Super NES games is as follows: Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, Magic Sword, Alien vs. Predator, even though it's not really a good version of Alien vs. Predator compared to the Capcom arcade release, and Spider-Man, or the Amazing Spider-Man, where it was based off the cartoon. That is not a very good game, but it's sentimental value.
Secret of Mana Masters. I was also a huge fan of Secret of Mana. I was also a Link to the Past Zelda fan.
I tried playing that. Okay, game, please give me some range.
Did you ever play Chrono Trigger?
I have Chrono Trigger.
Do you like it?
I just got done saying that's my top favorite game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how could you like Chrono Trigger and not like Secret of Mana? All the difference is the fact it doesn't lock you into combat. It's just
I know, but I didn't have Secret of Mana.
Oh, it's still
you gotta,
they remade it for the PC. Actually, it's on Steam.
Yes, I actually have it for Switch now. But at that time and frame, you got to keep in mind Kansas is not exactly. Yeah, Kansas was not exactly easy to get certain games here.
I can't believe you killed all those people. You're the president.
They didn't vote for me.
Well, you know what? Good point. Uh-oh, Mr. President.
Whacker, I actually do have the DS edition of Chrono Trigger for DS, and that is a comfort game for me.
That boy needs a presidential diet. I guess he's had too much junk food. Yeah, that kid's
Give me some
from
range.
jail.
Doesn't use a
Take
sniper
junk
rifle.
food out of him, Mr. President.
I only have like 4 rounds in the sniper. What the fuck?
Then use them for good and justice. M4A1 versus a tank? God, I love this game. Pull out your 1911.
Or you mean revolver?
I know, it just would be really funny. This would be the Third World War. I feel guilty because I like DS version of the Dude, so do I. Like, I understand nostalgia, but visually pleasing is part of my experience.
I'm not gonna lie, I like both versions. I still have my original copy of Chrono Trigger for Super NES, but given an option to play between the Super NES edition or the DS edition, I play the DS edition any day due to quality of life improvements, load speed, because the DS edition has a better, well, hardware in general to deal with, but the Super NES edition had some loading to it. It wasn't exactly stable frame rate at times, but it was a fun game for me. And you keep in mind, I'm playing on a damaged Super NES, so I am partial to the DS being my preferred go-to at that. This is gonna kick my ass, isn't it?
Damage rate is above 50%. Enough playing around. How about bringing it up a notch?
Super attack! Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mr. President, the fuselage
Dude, that
damage
almost
rate
took
is
him out
over
of. Oh
70%.
Jesus Christ!
Mr. President, the quickness in your
I
steps
can love
seems
how your
gone.
flying
Have you been
speed
getting enough
is slower
sleep?
than your run speed. You
Yeah.
have actual jets shooting only backwards mid-air, you're still going slower than if you were running.
Yeah, I need health. Ooh.
Yeah. You're perfect health.
You see in the right hand corner?
Those blocks to your health? I thought it was the bar.
The bar is shield.
Okay, the shield's up, but your bar's health is there.
But yeah, I have tried Final Fantasy VI, and I know it's for English edition on the Super NES when it first came. I'm young, confused, was not exactly a Final Fantasy guy. I was a Breath of Fire fan, so I had Breath of Fire 1. Tried playing 2. Unfortunately, most of my game time was renting games. So Breath of Fire 2 start was a very confusing affair for me. It's not a bad game. This is not to slam it. However, when you only have 3 days of a game time, and Blockbuster's like, no, you can't rent it again, because limited stock, and they don't want the same person just consistently renting it because they want to cycle it out to some other people in the small town.
Grew up in a small town.
Yes, I live in a small suburb of an area. However, it was a good game, but Breath of Fire 1 was my guilty pleasure. It was confusing, bad, but hilarious. This guy's kicking my ass, and I don't have enough rockets.
What do you plan to do? Mr. President! Oh, Mr. President! Mr. President!
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
So, one of the very first games I ran for the Super NES, and I distinctly remember this, was Final Fantasy IV, when it was known as 2 in the States. And I did not realize what save states were. So I'm sitting here looking at the games like, why am I playing at this point in the game where it makes no sense? It was on
President.
Mr. President. It was on the moon, and I had characters I had no idea about. So in my infinite wisdom, I didn't mess with that save, and I found out there's empty save slots. So I made a new character set and played Final Fantasy II. Fell in love with it. So then when Final Fantasy IV came out, technically 6 in the original release line.
Oh, they're remaking Mario's RPG.
Yes, and I would love to order it, but I right now have money to spend on something else like dental work.
Well, that's very important too. The game will be there, your teeth might not be.
And more importantly, it is technically cheaper to import it in from PlayAsia than buying the US edition, because the Japanese edition is multi-language. So when I put it in the Switch, it immediately switches over to English. I don't have to worry about getting access to it. I don't have to deal with scalpers. I don't need to have to deal with Nintendo of America's scarcity nonsense. I just can get the Japanese release and be done with it. Plus, I like the box art for the Japanese release better.
Quite a gentlemanly landing, sir, befitting only of a U.S.
The
president.
box art's
The
always there.
gentleman in me goes off the clock.
It's an art of
at
its
5
own.
p.m.
Yeah, and that's another factor of the Sega Genesis, the Super NES, PlayStation, Saturn, Dreamcast, N64 era, is that the box art had attitude to it. Look at the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 box art, and you'll see sterilized vanilla nonsense for the most part for PAL or North America release. And then if you look at the Japanese edition, it's like in this case Earth Defense Force 6, it's a glorified version of the game logo, which is awesome. Whereas if you look at Earth Defense Force 4.1 for American release, it's noisy as hell. I like clean logos. I like clean box art. And I also like, if they have to have characters on or something like that, it needs to have attitude to it. Like the PlayStation era style jewel case artwork.
I'd love to get my hands on a remake, but I don't want to pay $90.
Yes, old Mega Man box art. Yes.
Well, you know, it's Nintendo. Are they doing $90? I feel like remakes shouldn't be like over 40, but knowing Nintendo, it's going to be 60 or.
No, the remake for I think the remake for Super Mario Brothers RPG is either $59 or $69. The PlayAsia import's going to be about $49.99.
Yeah, it's $59.99. So assuming it's going to go to Canada for about 90.
Yep. So if you look at PlayAsia, see what the price of the Japanese version of the game is, because it works in the Canadian and American markets, because the Switch is not region locked.
Rescue the people inside.
Super Mario RPG Nintendo Switch PlayAsia would be $49.99.
Yeah, it's far cheaper to get it imported in.
Were among the POWs you
But is
rescued.
there
They were
English on
used
it?
to develop
Yes, it's multi-language card. If the game says, if you look at the listing on PlayAsia, if it says multi-language,
It does. Japanese, English, French, so that covers everything out of Canada.
yeah, you have to be careful though, because some franchises like NIS, say, the Skya series and certain titles like Dragon Quest is not going to be multi-language sometimes. It'll be Japanese
Final
only.
Fantasy 1 through 6 pixel remaster is not, but like Persona 5 Tactica is.
The Japanese version of Final Fantasy.
They market. Everyone
Yes.
has like it's very obvious.
Yeah, the Japanese edition of Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Anthology is not going to be in multi-language. It's all going to be in Japanese. However, there is an Asia market release of that, which was the edition released in the States, technically speaking, with a relabeling. But the Asia release one is going to be Japanese, Chinese, English, and French, I believe. So if you're looking for a physical copy of the anthology set for Final Fantasy, you're going to want to go to Play Asia. I'm not trying to sponsor them. I'm not trying to simp for them. This is literally going to be, if you want those games and you don't want to play with Square Enix's nonsense on their store, you're going to want to import it.
Self-destruct device is the time limit self-destruct device has been activated. Hurry and destroy it. A musician was among the POWs you
Did he just guitar riff?
play the Chinese air hoop.
He air riffed with a Chinese instrument.
Have been safely freed.
Yeah, region locking technically did not make sense to me at all. I know they were trying to do anti-piracy nonsense, but manufacturing scale wise, plastic scale supply, sense to have the Super NES and the Super Famicom have technically different cartridge scale. They were the same PCB board spec, but they had different notches in the cartridges to slot into the system to prevent you from loading the wrong cartridge in the wrong system, and it's just like, eh.
Mr. President, destroy every target area and annihilate the enemy army.
But I ended up ordering Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge through limited run games. And I got so angry because it took so long to get here because of their manufacturing scale level that I found the Japanese edition of Shredder's Revenge, ordered it, and got that in through the mail faster than I got limited run games. I'm gonna have to lower the game volume for me. I can barely hear.
No, I'm purposely just not talking very loud. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know. I just need to turn down the volume a little bit. It's a little too loud in my ear. It's at 50%? Okay, what does 100% sound like? Oh shit. That's loud. Yeah, a fair point. Because let's be honest, if Earthbound Japan was released, or Mother 2 was released exactly as it was in the United States, the FCC would be pissed off to high hell, especially with Naked Ness. Yeah, there's a segment where Ness goes into a dreamscape, like a magical zone, and he's in the Japanese edition, he's completely ass naked. So in the United States release in Earthbound, he's in a pajama set. Like he's bare ass naked in the Japanese release.
Yeah, but it's like 16-bit. You can see like 5 blocks from it.
Well, Earthbound was a coming in life story, or a
Coming to Earth story?
coming to life, or a
Bear
coming to a I meant to say, yeah, well, coming to life story, because it's kind of hard to explain, but that statement is relevant due to what the big bad is about. More exactly, you're unaliving the big bad in the worst way possible, but I'm not going to spoil that game if you haven't played it yet. I know it came out in 1996 or 98, but if you never played Earthbound and you don't know who Gygas is, congratulations, you're going to have one of the most fucked up boss fights in RPG history. Now, the core story for Ness and his friends is a coming to age story, or growing up case. Because Ness doesn't have his father nearby, his father constantly calls him, offers some help, gives him money, but it's a kid that literally is going on a road trip by himself across the globe.
Man, look at those particularly pixel. Look at these particularly curvy pixels.
Yeah, so the FCC.
That's too much for America, guys.
Well,
Also ban it in Germany.
I mean, let's also look at
Still remain. Patrol the vicinity.
flashback, and what was that one adventure game where the person ended up being teleported to an alien world? It was that weird, like, isometric, or not isometric, but you were a scientist and you got teleported to an alien world, and it was a really, really oddball art style, like flashback.
Was it like another world?
Yes, I think it was.
Thank you, fan art, for thinking of that.
And yes, Another World was the game. I just, for another reason, I couldn't think of Another World. But Nintendo of America.
So it's hard to think of another world. Me too.
Yes, because I rented that game, found it to be frustrating. I tried to run it out of my mind. So Nintendo of America and the FCC wanted to censor parts of Another World where they did not want to see, they didn't want to have people see alien ass on the game, because there's a segment where you have to sneak through a bath house or bath area or hot springs, and they didn't want you to see alien ass crack. But seeing the main character get eaten to death by an alien giant beast, no problem. 1990s Nintendo censorship was no joke.
High-powered weapons like bazookas are effective against the tough tank armor.
Fan art Fantast said they played that so much, and it was by some French studio. Weird fish.
Yeah,
America, blood and gore is a day-to-day life, but nudity, nope, can't support that. That's right, you have the nuclear family, as in only nuclear bombs are allowed to see you naked.
there was a side-scrolling shooter called Doom Troopers. When I rented that game, I was pissed because I wanted to rent Doom. So Doom Troopers was in stock, and I thought,
They
Doom
got
and
you.
Doom Troopers. No, it was my dumb ass, because I was like,
Nah, that's how they get you. They knew what they were doing. They knew.
I literally looked at it, I was like, well, Doom Troopers is a sequel, right? I'm 10 years old, maybe 11 years old, confused at the time, was dumb, okay? Probably why I'm living up to the namesake, all right? So,
You know what game was a really gem that came out of nowhere for the 64?
Mischief Maker? Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, Treasure.
I rented that on a whim from Blockbuster back in like elementary to middle school.
Yeah, Treasure, that's one of the reasons why I keep talking about this in chat, even both in the Aux and BPL, is Tips and Tricks magazine was one of my favorites because they covered Treasure games, especially the ones that were not ported in the States.
I beat that Mission Makers in one sitting. Like, I did not stop playing that. I started on Friday after I got off home, and I stayed up pretty much most of the night into Saturday before I realized I beat the game, and I was like, holy shit. And then later in life, I went back to play it, and I couldn't even beat like the 4th level without struggling. I'm like, what happened? Why was I a pro gamer as a kid?
Because you were carefree, you were in the zone, and you were just enjoying the day.
Didn't worry about nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, when you're under duress and stress, your reaction times are negatively impacted. So
Another World sounds like similar as the Dig PC game. This one was point and click adventure.
yeah, it was an adventure game. It was ported to the Super NES. Don't know why, because it was not a very good port. However, Another World was on, I think, the PCs at the time, like IBM, Apple, and Amiga. So if you were to find that, it was a very good title to play on the PC. It was not fun to play on Super NES. It was rough.
Oh, the Dig is actually on Steam. Released November 1st, 1995.
Yes, The Dig. Oh, that was a good adventure game.
You know, I can play that game.
That was published by LucasArts, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's part of the LucasArts collection, which includes Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, Loom, and the Dig.
Full Throttle, man. That's a game I wish to play, but I never had a chance to yet.
Young Bear comes to hold controller more easily. You're right. My hands got way too big for those little controllers. I guess it's probably one reason. You know, I could probably. You know what? Maybe I'll even get Crow to like sit in on that point click. He loves point clicks. I bet he would like to sit in on the Dig with me. I'll ask him. I know he's a busy guy though, but it doesn't hurt to ask.
I know Full Throttle and Sam and Max is a little weird, so might be something up his alley, may not be.
Oh shit. So I forgot it was Tuesday. I have a Cyberpunk Red that started 2 minutes ago. I just got DM'd by the DM, so I gotta go.
No problem. Thanks for stopping by, Diggs.
Keep giving him the love, everybody. I'll catch you guys next time I see you. Later.
Have a later, Diggs. Have a good time. Oh, I guess you're just dealing with me blowing up shit now. Yeah, Flashback. Actually, Flashback has a sequel now. I believe it's on GOG. I don't know if it's going to be released on Steam, but Flashback 2 is, I think, on pre-order if it's already not out yet.
One after the other.
Yeah, I never really set that down and played Flashback all the way through. I never got to play Another World all the way through. My brother grew up playing Gold Rush from Sierra Online, King's Quest, Space Quest, Roger Wilco, and one other title I can't remember off the top of my name. Manhunt, yeah, and I'm not talking about the Rockstar one. I'm talking about Sierra Online's 1980s Manhunt, one where aliens come to Earth, giant freaking eyeballs have taken over the world, and you're technically classified as a manhunter hunting down fugitives from the new alien overlords. And that game was creepy, and that was something I played as a 7-year-old. The other game that I tried to play as a child was Leisure Suit Larry, and that 9-year-old me playing Leisure Suit Larry pissed my father off to high hell. Really bad idea of my part.
suspiciously tall targets are enemy headquarter installations. The morale of the troops is rising due to the HQ installations. Destroy the HQ facilities first and eradicate their will to fight. The enemy forces have usurped a building, making it a target. The building was opened 2 years ago on April 25th. It's named the Haokon Denkai China Building. Each season it's decorated with gorgeous lights. Their Christmas tree tops them all. Over 800,000 people came to see it last December. For such a long time, I've been wondering how lovely that gorgeous building would look if it were destroyed. I feel bad for the owner, but hey, let's smash the hell out of it.
This woman scares me. She sounds like my ex. No, her tone of voice does not sound like my ex. It's her logic of, let's destroy the building because it's in our way. That's what scares me. Because I'm gonna be honest, I could see my ex in a bulldozer blasting through the walls of a building. Or T-90 driving through St. Petersburg like GoldenEye. Say smile, but sure.
Nice thinking on your feet. Uh-oh, Mr. President. That fat boy needs a presidential diet. I guess he's had too much junk food. Give that kid some too. Make junk food out of him, Mr. President. Fat boy's punishment seems fat boy is ready for the scrap heap. Let's send him to the demolition works. I almost forgot. I know a great demolition company in Anaheim. I'll introduce you next time, Mr. President.
Got it, bitch!
Whoa! What a perfect display of your talents, Mr. President!
Not really, Jody. Nothing to get excited about.
I mean, I think Mercenaries 1 came out in 2003 or 2004 by LucasArts, so this is about the same time frame. It's a shame what happened to Mercenaries. Mercenaries 2 was kind of rough and did not need to have queue time or quick time events. Almost said quick queue time. Sorry. What the hell? What? That's not how treads work, bud. Wow. Jesus Christ. Not gonna lie, that made me giggle.
Still got the barbecue.
What? Still got the barbecue? That makes no sense.
Hello.
That's not a taunt game.
Whatever. Come on.
Oh. Tank. Hovering tank. I think the president's delusional because they're all speaking gibberish. My headcanon is that the president's actually the evil one and everyone's trying to stop him, but he keeps on hearing he's a good boy in his head, so he's refusing to submit to arrest. This explains all the gibberish from the troops.
Mr. President, there's one area remaining. Show them the true heart of America.
Come on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nice. Nice landing. Nice landing. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I don't know where to go next. Cookie Mama comes on at 5, if I'm not mistaken. So once I get done with this mission, if I get done with this mission, I'm going to wrap it up. Oh man, I still got a Dreamcast, and I've got a copy of Quake 3, an Unreal Tournament for it, plus Power Stone and Soul Calibur. I don't remember if I have Crazy Taxi. That was a fun arcade unit though. If I had fuck you old money, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell you I won the lottery, but there would be some. Just do not ask if you can play with the Crazy Taxi arcade unit. I got first dibs.
There are no more areas left in the vicinity. Proceed ahead. The enemy forces in San Francisco have been annihilated. Nice work, Mr. President.
Sure.
All in a day's work, huh, Mr. President?
Nope, we've only just begun.
Anyone remember NBA Jam with the ability to play online in the arcades?
As long as the America inside my heart is still alive.
I never really could get into Jet Set Radio, but it is a good game. I just never could really get into it. It caused visual nausea. Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's like One Piece is not a bad anime. However, for me to watch it causes vertigo and nausea. Do not know why. There's nothing wrong with the series, nothing wrong with the story. It's just for some reason it causes a visual trigger that makes me sick. But I'm sorry, I do have problems pronouncing, but animation style for One Piece, the color scheme, the model detail, and Jet Set Radio is a beautiful looking game and is very fun. When I've actually been on medicine for it, for nausea, I was able to play it, but it's not visually pleasing for me because it causes pain. I wish it did not cause pain because it's a fun game. The liberation of the city struck a chord in the hearts of a small band of patriots whose alabaster souls still believed in the freedom that Richard Hawke had stripped away. A movement had been born, and it wanted Hawke to get the hell out of Dodge. I mean, no one wants to be in Dodge City. I mean, no one wants to be in Dodge. Not even the people in Dodge want to be in Dodge. That's why they're in Wichita. The wings of justice were spreading like an eagle, getting ready to soar. DNN correspondent Peter McDonald.
Mr. President, the Information Management Department received an email that might interest you.
Excuse me a second, I gotta pet the cat. Alright, I am back.
An email?
Actually, it's a sound file.
Ooh, sound file.
Play it for me.
Yes, boss.
We are seeking volunteers to oppose the coup d'etat forces. Awaiting response from fellow sympathizers.
The sound quality is terrible.
Is that Stephen Bloom?
Could you try and contact the person who sent the email?
Sure, of course, boss.
Maybe America's faith in freedom hasn't faded just yet.
What's with that smile? That is creepy. That's creepy.
And Jody?
Yeah, no one wants to be in Dodge City. No one.
I'm taking back our country, going from west to east.
Go west. I mean, east, young man.
Her smile is even creepier.
Huh? Mr. President, we got a message from the Information Management Department. The coup d'etat forces are making an announcement on national television.
Connect me.
Connect me.
Dear fellow Americans, good evening. This is an announcement from the government policy.
I don't know who sounds more tired, me or the announcer.
Overflowing love and daily benevolence. Today, we bring you a most unfortunate bulletin.
Unfortunate bulletin.
The city of San Francisco suffered extensive damage at the hand of Metal Wolf, who suddenly appeared. In addition to slaughtering unresisting citizens, this heinous terrorist took citizens hostage and made an unjust demand for the release of violent criminals and the sum of $500 million.
Only $500 million? I'd be asking for like $700 billion at this point. That's like a Dr. Evil type of level of money request right there, 2004.
Metal Wolf's pilot is meaner.
Is he starting to cry? Is he starting to cry? Crocodile tears.
Get away with acts like this. We Americans will never yield to such evil. We Americans will obtain our own.
I have to agree with Diggs. That is an ugly Lincoln statue render.
My fellow Americans, please bear with our situation. To defend this lovable nation.
So Diggs, how much longer do I have? Do I have an hour or do I have only like 15 or 10 minutes?
An announcement from the Government Policy Promotion Department, where our motto, justice over theory, is your motto.
Justice over theory? What?
Enemy number one. How about seeking exile or asking for help from other nations?
No. I'm the president. I can't be the one to start a war in this country.
But you did start a war.
I'll be the one to wage the war.
WTF? What?
Mr. President.
Okay.
Hey, Jody, update me on the situation in the West.
I have to agree. The localization, the English script is so rough. It's good. All right, I seem to be experiencing a bit of potential problems with broadcast, so if you see any stuttering, I do apologize. You know what, Ziggy? If they actually had portrayed the President Michael as Randy Savage with "Oh yeah," that would sell it for me. Unfortunately, we got somebody who I don't know what they're trying to ape with a creepy smile that sounds like he needs to be looked at by the FBI for potential pedophilia. It's just the president's facial expressions just looks weird to me, and I'm getting weird, creepy vibes. I don't feel comfortable playing as the president.
The enemy force is strengthening their suppression of Beverly Hills. This is due to information that leaked out. While the number of soldiers equipped with heavy firearms is great, if you pay higher attention to their attacks, the verticals in this battle theater are vile.
All right, I need to, no, I don't want to return the title screen.
On the prison island Alcatraz, only 3 kilometers offshore from San Francisco, the enemy force is setting up a huge electromagnetic Alcatraz cannon to combat terrorism.
I'm gonna be honest, like Richard Hawk, whoever his name is, the vice president, it looks like they had taken Assy McGee and given it a face. If you don't know who Assy McGee is, it was a character from Cartoon Network's Adult Swim. Pretty much paired legs with an ass holding a revolver. It's just Richard Hawk looks like that, but with a face. That terrifies me. I'm going to have nightmares because of Richard Hawk, and I've only seen his face like 5 seconds.
All the shelling in the desert region has implanted fear into the hearts of the people on the West Coast. The shelling is directed at keeping the dissidents.
Yeah, never forget the cigar bulk. Never forget that.
By destroying the energy tanks around the Alcatraz cannon, you can stop its operation.
The current is so strong that no one has ever escaped from Alcatraz. Please be careful not to fall in the ocean. Aim to destroy the Alcatraz cannon. This mission goes by the call name Smash the Island Prison.
So pretty much Operation SIP.
Good luck and Godspeed, Mr. President.
They could have called it Operation Operation Rocky or Operation Al Capone. I forget the MP7 was actually brand new during this time frame. That's a big MP7. So they developed an MP7, a personal defense weapon, to be such a personal defense weapon that it intercepts incoming bullets. This game, this is I feel like I'm going mentally insane. Flamethrowers. And there's how many of them? Oh dear Lord. How many flamethrowers do you need?
Enemy forces occupy Alcatraz Island.
Jody, what is that daunting thing?
The Alcatraz Cannon.
How original. Richard, you'd never make it on Madison Avenue.
Stop and surrender, Meadow Wolf.
Surrender?
If you fail to comply, the Alcatraz cannon will zap you back west coast.
Will it now? Not if I zap it first.
Zap? They're going to zap each other.
Mr. President, the Alcatraz cannon just started to recharge.
I'm on the move. I'll smash it faster than a Florida recount.
A gun battery
Oof.
will take 5 minutes to recharge. Until then, head for the Alcatraz cannon in the center of the island. Is that
I'm on a timetable, and it goes right into a cinema that's eating my time. Japanese development style 101.
DNN is coming to you live and exclusively as these events unfold.
Forget him and keep your mind on the mission, Mr. President. Mr. President, that device also seems to supply energy to the Alcatraz cannon. You should destroy it in order to decrease the energy recharge supply.
They could have done this in a pre-mission prep, non-exposition during mission. Oops. I just killed civilians. Oh well. They didn't pay their taxes. Ooh, I guess landmines is a bad thing to try to step around. Let's try and do the snake death thing from Metal Gear Solid. They fail at that.
Enemy forces occupy Alcatraz Island.
Jody, what is that daunting thing?
The Alcatraz cannon.
How original. Richard, you'd never make it on Madison Avenue.
Stop and surrender, Metal Wolf.
A gun battery that big should take 5 minutes to recharge. Until then, head for the Alcatraz cannon in the center of the island. Forget him and keep your mind on the mission, Mr. President. Mr. President.
Was among the POWs you rescued. He was forced to perform to entertain the troops.
Oops. Those missiles are gonna fuck me up if I don't get rid of them.
There's no time, you know. Something massive is blocking the road. The armor looks tough as nails. Pound it with overwhelming firepower.
The U.S. military military is being decimated platoon after platoon.
What I wouldn't give for a fly swatter for this buzzing insect. The defense strength is high against live ammunition.
Come on. There you go. I'm hitting you with rocket fire. Why are you not going down? That was a really sturdy facility. I don't like that.
Mr. President, the Alcatraz cannon has been recharged 50%. Don't forget, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, Mr. President.
Oh no! The final fortress has been demolished! So, the U.S. military has had something up its sleeve.
Those who interfere will be eliminated.
The energy tanks in the surrounding area are a key part to the Alcatraz cannon.
I'm tired of this exposition dump.
Before the energy recharges.
The army has been completely vaporized. Metal Wolf, your cruelty won't go unpunished.
Yes, I am shooting a mech-sized revolver.
Wait a minute. Before Metal Wolf could seize the area, under military orders, the soldiers blew up the Alcatraz cannon. Simply amazing.
Wow, the level of
US military
gaslighting.
gets the job done no matter what.
That confused journalist better double check his
Today, once again,
Confused journalist indeed.
dealt a lethal blow by Metal Wolf. But thanks to these heroes in our military, Metal Wolf and his conspiracy have been held in check. Our hearts go out to the men and women who sacrificed their lives in battle.
Conspiracy?
And to their families
Don't-
as well.
don't they mean plot?
Dangerous. Our news team is
Scheme?
refuge. Be the first
Assault?
to know as we continue pursuing Metal Wolf. Because yes, the pen is still mightier than the sword. This has been Peter McDonald for DNN.
Talk about biased reporting. It's exhausting to listen to. But at least the West Coast is safe now. Excellent work, Mr. President.
By the way, Jody, what happened with yesterday's email?
The Information Management Department succeeded in contacting the source of the email.
Sorry about that. Cat needed attention.
Really? Let me hear it.
I am the one who formed the Resistance to put a stop to Richard Hawk and his recklessness. Right now I'm aiming for a united uprising and seek volunteers. Metal Wolf, we eagerly await your rampage.
Rampage is not the word I'd say. A response would be nice.
Great. They haven't sold out hope yet.
That smile, that is no.
Mr. President, I haven't been this happy since that supermarket going out of business sale when I was searching for my favorite candy and I found the last box all covered in dust at the back of the rack.
Ew. These people should be war criminals.
And the expiration date was still good.
What?
I know the feeling, Jody. Brief me on the next battlefield.
Sure, Mr. President.
Okay, my running theory is the president is delusional, has stolen a piece of armor, and is thinking that the United States has been taken over. He has gone insane. That's my headcanon. I'm sticking to it.
The enemy force is strengthening their suppression of Beverly Hills. This is due to information that leaked out regarding some millionaires who are amassing capital to fund a resistance. While the number of soldiers equipped with heavy firearms is great, if you pay higher attention to their attacks, they're no threat to your mobile armor. The verticals in this battle theater are violent. Consider the advantages and disadvantages in the geographical features as you destroy all the target areas in the town. This mission goes by the call name...
Please don't be stupid. Please don't be stupid. Please don't be stupid.
Bring fashion back to the street.
I think I just lost half my frontal lobe in that. I think they just committed suicide by that name.
Good luck and Godspeed, Mr. President.
You don't smell burnt toast, you smell burnt pork. You smell burnt bacon. I wouldn't say confused, I'm just right now discombobulated. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Truly am sorry if you're trying to look away. It makes you any better. It makes you feel any better. I don't know how I feel about this game. This is my first time playing it too. I've had it in my library on Steam for about a year and a half. Never really got down to playing it. And I'm getting weird feelings about the game. Okay. Let's get a little crispy on that, shall we? Let's see what the flamethrower can do. I mean, the trashiness doesn't bother me. It's the decisions on what they've done animation wise and some of the overtop antics, like Air Force One leaving the reflection pool at the mall. None of that makes sense to me. None. And it just fried my brain. I haven't been able to compute what the hell I've been doing ever since. Hold on, cat's needing attention. Alright, cat has been given chin scritch. Unfortunately, I don't have a cat cam, otherwise I'd show you. Because I don't want my cat to get its head wrapped around the notion of power being given to it. Do not feed cats power. They'll roll over you even stronger than before. And then instead of just treats, they're going to demand the fresh fish from the market.
Enemy explosive devices are planted all over the city of Beverly Hills. Destroy all the bombs and liberate the town.
Roger that.
This is DNN's Peter McDonald reporting. What you're looking at is the heinous terrorist Metawolf as seen from the air. Just what will become of Beverly Hills and its stately mansions where the streets smell of money? Stay tuned as this camera and I bring you all the news you want to know.
Not him again.
Embed that journalist in the ground. Forget him and keep your mind on the mission, Mr. President.
Did she just tell me to kill a journalist?
Clean up the bombs while destroying the radar jamming stations.
She just told me to kill a journalist. She's insane.
That's a radar jamming station. If you destroy it, the bombs will surely show up on radar.
The National Guard troops have been defeated. Metawolf has annihilated the troops and plans to capture Beverly Hills. His endgame must be money. This could be the world's
I
biggest
wonder.
heist.
Finally, the bombs are showing up on radar, but not well enough for all the bombs in town to show up.
Oh no! The inhumanly cruel Metawolf has attacked our news helicopter.
I think they made him immune.
Mr. President, that's a bomb. If approached carelessly, it will detonate. Destroy it from a safe distance.
So Beverly Hills can always be restored, and I just accidentally blew up all the civilians. I'm sorry. I'll do better tomorrow. Oops. Okay. One. I have multiple questions about EOD ordnance control. That's not how you... I'm having a brain meltdown. I think I need to step away for a second. I need to calm down, because if they want me to save the city, you don't blow up the bomb like that. In this game, apparently some of the civilians you can rescue scientists, musicians, and whatnot, and they'll help you with economy and research.
Oh, this looks promising. The pride of the U.S. military. Blackhawks raise their ugly heads.
If you destroy the enemy radar jet, destroy all the bombs and liberate the town.
Who put civilians up there like that? That's cruel.
Didn't I just say, if approached carelessly, it will detonate? Don't be so lax.
Did I just get... Did I just get the Trocoon attempt? I can see why this game was not ported to the States. Not 2004 or 5. I can see why they did not release it stateside. It's not a bad game. I'm not complaining about that, but I could see how it would not do well commercially at first. Oh, they have flamethrowers. That's cute.
What now? Not again. A battalion of troops has been defeated.
Oh, put a sock in it.
Honestly, if this is how your city's laid out, I don't blame you for wanting it destroyed. This would drive me nuts. Like, it would cause fear in me because I would not want to drive on this road at all, even if I'm a light vehicle or motorcycle, due to the fact that I have nightmares of vertigo. When I do sleep, it's generally me falling. And I do not have the dreams where you're just bouncing around or you never hit the ground. Oh no, I've had the time where I know exactly what it's like to slap into concrete hard. So my dreams are always, oh, hi. Yeah, my dreams are not good. I don't like dreaming. I don't know how or why so many people were in that little shack, but I don't want to think about it. At this rate and point, I think the president has a contract with Demolition and Reconstruction Company. Just saying. There's no other way around this other than the fact he's just mentally insane. He's causing as much chaos as possible in his mind.
A musician was among the POWs you rescued. I wonder if the vice president wants to go as far as to control the music in America. Some scientists were among the POWs.
Oh god, is that a callback to Al Gore and Tipper Gore's incident with Dee Snider?
The defense strength is high against live ammunition.
What? Okay. I don't know what I did. Don't know how I did it. I'll just take it. So you're telling me Truck Coon decided to self Truck Coon? So what fantasy world would that truck actually reincarnate in? That's a good question. Yes, let's go into weeb territory with that.
Another military position has been destroyed. My fellow Americans, support our troops with all your hearts.
Don't worry about his yammering commentary.
No, that is devious.
Metal Wolf has infiltrated the garden of a big mansion, the home of international superstar Money Gold. What business does Metal
What?
Wolf have with a $3.2 billion man? Maybe
What?
he's going to take out a loan.
Did they just say money, gold?
Oh man, he's destroying the mansion. Add destruction of personal property to the breaking and entering charges. The U.S. Constitution is downright powerless against Metal Wolf's evil.
What? I mean, this is like a, what, Third Amendment issue right here, housing troops on a mansion? I'm just making sure that they cannot be housed on private property. Because I don't think Money Gold agreed to housing these troops. Or is that the Sixth Amendment? Couldn't remember. I'm bad at remembering stuff. Don't vote for me. I do not make good mayor. I'm going. Oh, hey, buddy. Let's talk. Let talk to the gun. Thank you. Oops. Oh. That's a big oops. Yeah, so I was right. It was definitely the Third Amendment. Because if the news anchor is going to bring in the Constitution, I'll just go and have say, sir, they cannot be housed here. I'm just giving them the eviction notice. If they do not comply to the eviction notice, force will be used. That doesn't sound good. Oh, that's definitely not good. I told you no. I didn't want your service today. I mean, it is a way to deal with hostages. Is it the correct way? No, but it is a way. If they know you're not going to deal with paying ransom for hostages, why take hostages? After all, I got a bazooka. They don't need any ransom money.
Mr. President, the fuselage damage rate is above 50%. Mr. President, I sense that you're preoccupied and your heart's not in it today.
That's a lot of missile. And they're going through the wall. That's pure jank. Warranty? I didn't subscribe to a warranty. This mech had a warranty? I mean, I insured my fire starter, but this is not a fire starter. I'm not going to insure this thing. It's military issued. Anyone in the chat deals with radio antennas by chance? I'm feeling those are a little short for city installs. Just curious if I am just paranoid or if I should be concerned about, unintentional sterilization of the public. I don't think I have it equipped. Okay, no, never mind. That's not hostages. Okay, we're good. We're fine. We're safe. Let me check to see if I actually have it equipped. No, just another MP7. Don't get me started on John Deere. I do not like their anti-repair practices. Family owns a John Deere riding lawnmower, and it's honestly don't like how they treated it. Yes, you just saw a revolver for a mech. Oops. Oh, that's one way to disarm them. Just let them blow up themselves, since when you destroy them, they blow up anyway. Probably just one cow. You have a really good leather worker. Well, say goodbye to the tree. Guess you're gonna have to plant a new one, sir.
Metal Wolf has control of the entire town. Any further reporting is too dangerous. Our news team is seeking refuge. But our coverage of these events will continue. Because yes, the pen is still mightier than the sword. This has been Peter McDonald for DNN.
Entire reason the pen's better than the sword is because you can actually write a writ to get a new army formed. So you can use one pen to get about 100 cell swords.
Nice work, Mr. President.
Seed. Now, leather chaps for the cowboy mech. That's a question to ask how many cows you truly do need. Depending on the size of the mech. I mean, how many cows would you need for an Atlas? I do believe it is about 10 minutes before cookie. I'm going to start shutting down for the day, so thank you for watching. At least some commercials.
Dear viewer, today I shall pose you a quandary. Is this an internet?
No problem, thank you.
Well, how about this? Big internet would have you believe it looks something like this. But here today I shall show you the true process of making an internet. Here at Stephen & Sons Internet Company, we don't hide behind malicious machinations, data relays, and 5G. No, we here at Stephen & Sons believe full-heartedly in the transparency and honesty in how an internet is harvested. An internet starts as a single interplant capable of only producing 1 byte throughout its entire lifespan, and it must be harvested by hand. The harvested interplants are then sent off to the net factory to get interwoven into the internets. After which the consumer enjoys their fresh organic internet straight from the field. Our consumers praise our air-like bytes. However, our less educated corporate fat cat critics might say we wish for larger, easier to see bytes. Well, as any well-educated man will tell you, the smaller the byte, the more soluble into the bandwidth of the average American home it is. So come on down to Stephen & Sons Internet Company today and enjoy the internet the way the Lord intended. And enjoy the American, hard-working, non-communist, non-union labor and quality service.
Hey kids, do you like breakfast?
Yeah!
Well, you're gonna love self-heating maple bacon breakfast logs from Randy Checkers.
Cool!
That's right, kids. Just crack my log like a glow stick and watch the magic happen. Delicious breakfast perfectly heated in less than 30 seconds. Move over, Jimmy Dean. There's a new sausage sheriff in town, and his name, Randy Checkers.
Warning. Randy Checkers Maple Bacon Breakfast Logs contain substances known to cause cancer in the state of California and is part of a balanced breakfast.
Randy Checkers Maple Bacon Breakfast Logs! Hell yeah!
Hey there, folks. It's me, Tom Tombadil, of Wide Tom's Bean House. Come on down and try our never-ending bucket of beans. Only $14.99. I've got beans coming out the wazoo. We got bean salad, pork and beans, 3-bean casserole, jelly beans. But if beans aren't your fancy, we've got a full burger bar. Help yourself. Just $14.95 plus tax. Wide Tom's Bean House has a big old burger bar just for you. In addition to the burger bar, we also have a full liquor bar, as well as sports playing on every TV. Call toll-free at 888-WIDE-TOM to book your reservation at a restaurant near you today.